Now in America, about 6% of the population are what we label as millionaires. And it usually takes a person about 25 to 30 years of discipline and hard work to accomplish millionaire status. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how I went from broke to millionaire in a 7-year period of time. And I'm going to give you 7 things that I did that you can do too to take you from where you are right now to the accomplished millionaire that you want to be. And then I'm also going to break down exactly what a millionaire is and what I call being broke is. And I'm going to do it in under 7 minutes. And we're getting started right now. To make sure we're on the same sheet of music and you understand where I'm coming from, allow me an opportunity to tell you what I mean when I say a person is broke or a person is a millionaire. You see, broke can sometimes be disguised as you're doing okay. You're doing just fine because you're able to go out and make payments. You can make your mortgage payment, your car payment, your insurance payments, and you can always make those payments on time. So it gives you the idea, the comfort of thinking in your mind that everything is cool. The reality is it's really not, because you're not making the main payment, the number one payment on time or even at all. And that's to yourself, to your future self. You're not doing that. So to me, if you're not making savings payments to yourself and savings payments for your future, you're broke because you're not prepared beyond today's existence. Now, a millionaire is a person who has a total net worth of $1 million. And net worth means that I have total assets minus my liabilities equal to a total net worth of $1 million. Now, net worth is broken down somewhat like this. If you take a look at your mortgage, and let's say that your house is worth $300,000 by appraisal and you owe $100,000 on it, then you have $200,000 in equity, and that would be added to your net worth. Now let's jump into the 7 things that I did that you can do too to increase your net worth and become the millionaire that you want to become. Now, this first thing will seem as if it works against actually creating positive net worth, but if you do it right, it certainly doesn't. It actually increases your net worth, and that is quitting your job. I know that doesn't sound right? Yeah, but I had to quit my job. I made that decision because I knew that I'd have to split time between the job and the business. And if I was splitting the time, I wouldn't be able to give the business enough time, the time and attention that it deserved in order for me to get it off to the ground, for it to be the big business, the massive business that I knew it could be. So I had to go ahead and quit that job and give all of my time to my business. When I did that, I started to grow my business and make the money that I knew that I could make. Now, the second thing that I decided to do, and I know it might seem backwards just like the first one did, but remember, it's your current thinking that got you to where you are right now. And in order to get past that, you have to start thinking differently. So the second thing that I did was I made a goal. I established a goal in my mind and my heart to become a millionaire. Because I believe once you put something on your mind, then it's just a matter of time before your activity starts to align with what's on your mind. So I start to study millionaires. I start to figure out what amount of millionaires were in the United States, and I start to look at what did they do? What did they do different than most people? I start to study and understand that, and then I start to put that stuff into action, right? So the idea is to first put it on your mind, make it a goal, and then start to take actions that align with your goal. All right, so number 3, the third thing that I decided to do was to refinance my home. And I did this for a very specific reason, because I knew that I eventually would start tackling debt. And I figured I needed more money because now I didn't have a job. So I would free up some money by refinancing my home, getting a lower payment for my home, so I can use that extra pay to start reducing my overall debt. And number 4, which shouldn't come as a surprise, I started to reduce my overall debt. And I did this before starting my business because I wanted to make sure that I didn't bring more pressure onto myself by carrying debt into the business, right? So I went ahead and started decreasing overall debt so that I could be more comfortable when I started my business, because I would only be dealing with the business debt instead of having a whole lot of personal debt on top of that. And number 5, I started a business. And I did this for 3 reasons. Number 1, I started my own business because I had that desire to be a business owner. I wanted to work for myself and didn't want to work for anybody else any longer. Number 2, I wanted to make more money. I knew that in business ownership, I could make a whole lot more money. And number 3, I knew that I could keep more of the money that I made being a business owner, because the government, the United States government, is a whole lot more friendly to businesses than they are to employees. So you get to take a lot of tax incentives if you're a business and keep more of the money that you make. And number 6, now that I had made more money because I had started my own business, it also allowed me to keep more of my money because I had decreased my overall debt. And this would allow for me to utilize the money for things that worked for me instead of things that worked against me. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna save 35% of my income, 30% in my investments and 5% in savings. And this would allow for me to supersize my net worth and get to millionaire status a whole lot faster. And number 7, after obtaining $1 million in net worth, I immediately set 3 new goals. The first goal, to obtain $1 million within my investment accounts. Number 2 was to pay off my mortgage to give me that inner peace that I've always wanted. And number 3, to continue to build my cash position. These are the 7 things that I did. You might want to look at these 7 things and incorporate them into your own life, and it might help you just like it's helped me. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I certainly hope this information has been helpful. If you want to learn more about the freight broker business, I'll leave a free link in the description. It's my 5-video series, and it's titled How the Load Movement Process Works. It gives you a chance to watch me do all the hard work, moving loads, talking to shippers, talking to carriers, to give you a better understanding of how this business works before you get started. And then if you're interested in learning more about how we go out and find customers, find those shippers that we work with, I'll leave you a free video right here. So until the next time, I wish you the very best in your life and business. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.